Star Wars tier list videos seem to be doing really good right now, so I'm going to make my own. I made my own tier list on Tiermaker, and it has all these characters, about 250 or just under 300. And I'm going to rank all of them, with F tier being the worst, and SS tier being the absolute best, and I'll add a few others on the way. So, starting with the main character in all of Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker. I think he's an easy SS tier, because, well, go on, he's Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, the Chosen One, going from a slave boy to one of the best Jedi in the galaxy, and then the malicious but tragic Dark Knight, Darth Vader. And then he finally redeems himself from the love of his son. Yeah, it's really good stuff. I love him. SS tier. Padme Amidala is pretty good. She's a great love interest for Anakin. She's one of the few senators that actually means well within Star Wars. So I think she should get I think A tier is good for Padme. Now Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think he's really great. I don't know if I want to rank him above Anakin. What am I saying? He also deserves SS tier. He's Obi-Wan. Everyone loves Obi-Wan.
I know, I fucking rock.
Alright, so now for Princess Leia. She's a classic character. S tier. I think she gets S. I think she should get S tier. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about her, but yeah, I think she's a good leader. Great character. S tier. Luke Skywalker. Amazing. I mean, how can you not love Luke Skywalker? He's Luke Skywalker. One of the classic hero. Though I'm struggling where to put him. Do I want to put him above SS? I'll just put him in S tier for now. Now, Han Solo. Han Solo is actually a character I've really grown to appreciate recently. Just because, I don't know, I feel like I relate to him a lot. Because he acts like a suave and charming smuggler, when in actuality, it's really just a facade for him to distract himself from the fact that he's poor and is constantly on the run and is deeply insecure, which is just kind of something I really relate to. So yeah, that's why I think Han Solo is my favorite OT character, and I will never stop loving him. And Harrison Ford knocks it out of the park with his performance, though I still think his performance as Indy is better. Chewbacca! Everyone loves Chewbacca. He's incredible. In fact, when I told my grandparents about the Star Wars series I'm working on, they asked me, is Chewbacca in it? Which was just so adorable. So S tier. R2-D2. I mean, everyone loves R2-D2. I used to be obsessed with this guy. I still have this action figure of him that I got when I was like 6. And he's just one of the most murderous bitches in the entire galaxy, so he gets SS tier. C-3PO is definitely one of the most fun characters in the series, just because of how cowardly and how much he complains and all that. He's a lot of fun. SS tier. Yoda, everyone's favorite ketamine frog. I think he should get S tier. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't really love Yoda as much as I love these guys, so I do think Yoda is great, so he should get S tier. I feel like that's appropriate. Palpatine. Easily an SS tier. Fantastic villain. In my opinion, probably the best villain in all of history. Okay, now we're getting to the less main characters with Lama Su. He's probably my favorite Kaminoan. He's really great. I love his voice, especially his voice, so I think he deserves A tier. Wrecker's a fun character. His voice can get annoying at times, though I do think he's pretty enjoyable, and I like him, so I think he gets B tier. Quill is really good. He's just kind of meant to be a sort of wise character, and yeah, I don't really have much to say about him. He's Quill. A tier. Fives. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't really care that much about Fives. I mean, he's getting a Lego figure this year. Whoop-de-doo. And I could never tell him apart from Echo, honestly. So this might be controversial. He should get... I want to put him in C tier... B tier. Andor. I like Andor. He's just kind of he's a stern badass. I was thinking about putting him in A tier, though now that I think about it, that might be a bit too high, so I think I'll put him in B tier. Whoever the fuck this is, I don't know her and I don't care about her. I remember she was a ginger and had a lot of freckles. I don't know if I'm remembering things wrong, but I swear I saw a lot of freckles. D tier, it's a Disney character. Grand Inquisitor. Definitely not as cool as the Inquisitors from the expanded universe, though I do think he's pretty cool. B tier? A tier? Definitely not S tier. B tier for now. Admiral Trench. I've always loved this guy. He somehow doesn't totally trigger my arachnophobia, so that's kind of a miracle. Good on him. Good on him. I love his clicking noises. They remind me of clickers.
I smell fear, and it smells
Admiral Firmus Piet is... I think he deserves SS tier because I've always loved this guy. He's my favorite Imperial officer, and I mean, yeah, he's just an overall great dude. I don't know what to say. General Veers. I think General Veers deserves A tier because he's a very effective general, and he led the charge in Hoth, and yeah, he's just great. Though I do remember back in 2020, I was obsessed with getting a figure of this guy, to the point where I got the 2012 calendar just to get him. Yeah, and yes, I know it wasn't actually Veers, it was just some random AT-AT pilot, but whatever, shut up. Tech is my favorite Bad Batch member, just because, I mean, he's Tech, he's funny. He plays with himself because it's the only time where the game is a challenge. Yeah, Tech is my favorite Bad Batcher. Agen Kolar is going straight in B tier. I don't know much about him, and I don't care to know much about him, and he looks like a Zabrak. Shin Hati exists. I mean, she sure was there. I do recall scenes of her being in C tier. No, D tier. Babu Frick, honestly, is overrated. I wouldn't say he's a bad character. I shouldn't say he's not a good character because, like, not much character to him. Though, I will say this, he is one of the few things in Rise of Shitwalker that actually has personality. So he gets the first C tier. Wow. Okay, Baron Papanoida is a very special character because, if you couldn't already recognize him, he was portrayed by Daddy George himself, so just for that, he gets SS tier. Qui-Gon Jinn is like the perfect Jedi, even more perfect than Yoda, and just for that, he gets S tier, and gets ahead of Yoda. Suck it, you... Pharisal Fee? Pharisal Fee was quite interesting. I heard that in the expanded universe, she's a lot different than she is in the Clone Wars. I'm not sure where to put her. I think, yeah, B is good. B is for Barris. Balin Skull. He was pretty interesting. I liked the performance, though. I didn't really get that much out of him, so I think I should put him in B. Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to Ray Stevenson. It's just that I didn't get much from his character, I'm afraid. But yeah, B is for Balin. Poe Dameron. I actually quite liked Poe Dameron. He was, I don't know. I think he had great chemistry with Finn, which is probably why I love him, so you know what? Poe and Finn get to be B tiers together. Oh yeah, and if you want my opinion on Finn, I like Finn. John Boyega is great, and he should have been the main character in the sequels. This guy, I forgot his name, but he has a cool machine gun, so he gets C tier. Zeb Aurelios. Now, funny thing, I have a friend in school named Zeb, so... when I learned that his name was Zeb, it reminded me of this guy here. And anyway, Zeb is funny. I don't really know what to say. I feel like A is a bit high. B, yeah, I think that's appropriate. Hume Sam is the senator of the Techno Union, which puts him in SS tier by default. BB-8, I honestly don't care about him. I remember being obsessed with him back in 2015 when I was super young and when Force Awakens came out, but honestly, I feel like he got sidelined really hard in the subsequent movies. Like, he didn't have much to do in The Last Jedi aside from follow Finn and Rose's misadventure, and I completely forgot he was even in Rise of Skywalker. So, you know what? I think BB-8 gets D tier. Now, BB-9E is probably the most disappointing character in all of Star Wars, at least for me. Because I remember, back when the film was coming out, this guy was on pretty much every single piece of marketing, it seemed. There was so much merchandise and hype around the character, so that when I got all of it, I was super excited to see how he would be in the movie as like an evil BB-8. Maybe they could fight and clash their balls together or something, I don't know. And then I watched the movie and he got like 5 seconds of screen time. Thousands of dollars of BB-9E merch wasted! Anyway, yeah, BB-9E is actually quite insulting. They barely used him. The fucking Lego game utilized him better in the form of a silly boss fight. I'm sure everyone agrees that it would have been really cool if BB-8 and BB-9E actually threw down and clashed their balls together, or that really stupid scene where BB-8 controls an AT-ST. Maybe BB-9E also could have controlled an AT-ST and they had an AT-ST battle. That would have been really awesome, but of course that was back when I assumed that the freak show known as Disney Star Wars could get one thing right! I want to put BB-9E in F tier, but honestly, after all of this, I've kind of developed an unhealthy obsession for him, so he gets SS tier.
I think I have Stockholm Syndrome, so I'm going home. Oh, okay.
Now Chopper gets C tier. Don't care about Chopper. He's an asshole. I don't see how anyone can like him. Yeah, fuck you, Chopper. BD1? Okay, I have not played Jedi Fallen Order, but BD1 looks cute, so he gets A tier. Bendu! He bend you over! I've been waiting to say that. Okay, Baru Lars. She's kind of okay. B for Baru. Bib Fortuna. Also B. Don't really have much to say about him. Bib Fortuna. Bib Fortuna.
Please kill me.
Anyway, yeah. Bosk, I mean, come on, it's Bosk. He's the cool lizard guy. You just got bosked. Yeah, S tier. No, A tier. Cad Bane is one of my absolute favorites in all of Star Wars, so he gets SS tier. My favorite bounty hunter, my favorite, and my second favorite Star Wars character overall. I mean, he's just so badass. It's Cad Bane. Can't go wrong with him. But of course, you can't have Cad Bane without his trusty techno service droid sidekick, Toto 360. And he gets, A tier. Din Djarin gets S tier because I just really love Din Djarin. Totally not just because my boyfriend is set to voice him in the new series I'm working on. No, of course not. That's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, S tier. Cal Kestis is pretty cool. I think he deserves A tier. Even though I haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, he seems like a swell lad. Now, OM9, and honestly, this image is just kind of meant to represent every battle droid. They all get SS tier. Why? Because, they're battle droids. How can you not love them? They're battle droids. Everyone loves battle droids. Even people who hate the Clone Wars agree that the battle droids are the best parts of the show. So yeah, S tier for the battle droids. Snoke. Now, here's the thing about Snoke. I would put him in D tier, however, his voice actor, Andy Serkis, voiced Curtis Snicker in my favorite Hilda episode, Chapter 10, The Yule Lads. So, just for that, I'm making a new tier, calling it the Was in Hilda tier, and it's above SS tier. So yeah, just because Snoke is voiced by Andy Serkis, and Andy Serkis voiced Curtis Snicker in my favorite Hilda episode, he's better than all of these guys. He gets the Was in Hilda tier. Now, Captain Rex, like a lot of characters, I remember being super obsessed with him, because he was just this badass clone captain, and I really liked him. And getting the original set that he came in back in 2013 is what helps me sleep at night. Honestly, compared to other clones, I don't think Rex is the best, definitely not the best. So instead of SS tier, he just gets A tier. Now, Fordo, on the other hand, is basically everything I thought Rex was. An absolute badass Giga Chad who's not afraid of anything. Captain Fordo is amazing, he gets SS tier. Okay, Admiral Akbar just gets an instant S tier because he has the famous line, "It's a trap!" How can you not love Akbar? He's Akbar.
It's a trap!
Joke's on you! I'm into that shit!
Now, I think her name's Sierre. Again, I have not played Jedi Fallen Order, though I'm gonna take a gamble and assume that she was a pretty good character. So, but yeah, B tier. I don't really care. Count Dooku is a really good villain. Not just a good villain, but also I think he's a good character because of his whole dynamic of wanting to break free from the corruption of the Republic, but in doing so goes further down to the dark side and becomes the very thing he swore to destroy. But yeah, I think Dooku deserves A tier. He's Dooku. We all love Dooku. Now, BD-1 honestly just really sucks. I completely forgot about him. I mean, they turned a basketball into a droid and then this hairbrush. Still waiting for them to make a dildo into a droid. Anyway, yeah, BD-1 gets D tier. I don't care about him. Anya something. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's pretty interesting. Don't know too much about her. She is known as the Dark Woman, which is pretty cool. I don't really know if I know her enough to put her higher than B tier. Darth Bane is really cool because his name is Bane, and Bane reminds me of Bane from Batman, and I like Bane from Batman.
Bane is feeling warm and fuzzy.
Oh, okay, Darth Malgus. Darth Malgus is easy SS tier. He is my favorite Sith ever. More than Palpatine, so I'm gonna put him ahead of Palpatine. Yeah, Darth Malgus. He's really awesome. I remember back in, I think it was 2012 when I was really young and just getting into Star Wars, accidentally stumbled upon the Deceived trailer for The Old Republic, and I remember it absolutely scaring the shit out of me, and this masked dude, oh my god, it scared me so badly. Just for that added trauma, Darth Malgus is my favorite Sith.
You were deceived. And now your republic shall fall.
Okay, boys, set the terror level at code brown, because I need to change my pants.
Darth Plagueis. Where would the Star Wars universe be without Darth Plagueis? Probably in a better place. But yeah, he's cool. Insert, did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis, the wise joke here. Ooh, okay, Delta Squad, here we go. Now, if you thought the Bad Batch was good, you're gonna love the Delta Squad. I do not know much about Delta Squad, I just know that they weren't made by Disney, that makes them better by default. So anyway, Boss, I think he's cool. I really like Boss. He's orange. Fixer? Fixer, I think A tier is also appropriate for Fixer. Scorch is supposedly the funny one, so he gets S tier. And Sev. I really love Sev, and he gets the front of S tier. Why? It's because my boyfriend's brother's YouTube channel is Sev Saito, and when I saw that this guy's name was Sev, that reminded me of my boyfriend's brother, my brother-in-law, sort of. So yeah, and just for that, I'm renaming S tier to the Sev tier, because because everyone in this tier is as cool as Sev. Basically, what I'm trying to say is subscribe to Sev.
Tune on in.
I was really shocked when Gus Fring appeared in The Mandalorian. Like, I thought he was managing Los Pollos Hermanos. What's he doing in the galaxy far, far away? Anyway, I want to put him in the Sev tier because he's played by Giancarlo Esposito, but the character is not the best, definitely not as good as Gus Fring, so he gets A tier.
You killed my son's last bird. Run.
What?
Run.
Aura Singh, don't have much to say about her. C tier, I don't care about her. Ben Quadanaros. I think it's fair that Ben Quadanaros gets SS tier. Why? Because he's Ben Quadanaros. He's Ben motherfucking Quadanaros. How can you not love him? Ben Quadanaros. Okay, Boss Nass. SS tier, no question. Satine Craze, C tier, don't really care about her. Okay, Jake the Skywalker, honestly kind of sucks, and I don't know why he calls himself Luke Skywalker. I mean, his name is Jake. Why is he trying to masquerade as this fucking Luke guy? Yeah, Jake the Skywalker gets D tier. Embo, I think deserves A tier because I don't know, I just really love Embo, even though he is voiced by Dave Filoni. When he uses his hat as a snowboard, it's the coolest shit ever. So yeah, the A tier. Indiana Jones gets SS tier. Why? Because it's Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. Everyone loves Indiana Jones.
Call me Dickmaster.
Indiana Jones is canonically a Star Wars character, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Long Krell was a fine villain, honestly. I don't know where to put him. I don't know if I should hate him or like him. Because, like, obviously he's meant to be hated, and I think that makes him a good character, because, like, he's meant to be hated, and I hate him. So, like, I don't know. I guess I'll just throw him in B tier for now. I don't care. I nearly called her Gina Carano. Cara Dune. I quite like Cara Dune, or maybe I just like Gina Carano more. I don't know. A tier. She was a fun character. Greedo, McClunky. Greedo gets B tier. Don't have much to say about him. I like Greedo. He has a funny voice. And yes, Han did shoot first. Okay, Jango Fett. I quite like Jango Fett. I think I should put him in A tier. He was a really awesome bounty hunter, and basically what we all hope Boba Fett would be. Well, aside from the clone template. But yeah, Jango Fett is better than Boba Fett, and I will die on that hill. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Ki-Adi-Mundi gets A tier because of the what about the droid attack on the Wookiee meme. Okay, Kit Fisto. I mean, come on, it's Kit Fisto. Obviously, he deserves SS tier. I mean, it's Kit Fisto. Look at that beautiful smile. In fact, you know what? I think I'm gonna make a whole new tier dedicated to Kit Fisto called Sexy. Kit Fisto gets the sexy tier. Because, I mean, come on, look at that smile. He's very hot, not gonna lie. AP5. I remember, I quite liked AP5. He was, you know, one of those characters that you know that whenever they wake up in the morning, they're like, oh shit, I'm not dead. I would put him in A tier, though the thing is, this might be unpopular, but I'm not the biggest fan of his voice. Like, not to say that it's bad, like, most of the time it's pretty good, but there are some moments where it gets pretty irritating, where I kind of wish he was voiced by Squidward. Honestly, I mean, just imagine him being voiced as Squidward. That would be perfect. I mean, why didn't they have Squidward voice AP5? They already had Mr. Krabs, why not bring in Squidward? Oh well, just a bit of a missed opportunity, though. I still like AP5. Nah, he just stays in B tier. So I will move him up the ranks. He gets the head of B tier.
I wonder if a fall from this height would be enough to kill me.
Lot Dodd is a Trade Federation guy, so he gets D tier by default. Nope, sorry, fuck you. Mother Talzin, don't care about her. C tier. God, I do remember she was in this funny arc with Jar Jar Binks and Mace Windu. So, okay, she gets a promotion to B tier. Newt Gunray? Yeah, fuck you. You took over my channel once, you goddamn... maggot. Stupid bitch. Alright, so for Plo Koon, I'm gonna make a new tier for him. There was always this funny nickname I had for Plo Koon called Filoni's Pet. Just because he was Dave Filoni's favorite character, and you could definitely see that in Clone Wars series. So I'm turning that into a series, and that's where Plo Koon goes, because that's literally all he's good for. Pre-Vizsla.
I am Bin Laden.
I will always win. For you is tragic. For me, fantastic. You can brush my beard, undress me everywhere. Imagination, bombing every nation. Hey, you Sama, kill.
Go to the Hut. D tier. Fucking hate this guy. Savage Opress is voiced by Mr. Krabs. That's pretty epic, so he gets B tier. Wicket, never really cared about the Ewok, so he gets C tier. Captain Phasma has cool armor, but is a not cool character, so she gets D tier. What's her name? Dedra Miro, was it? C tier. I remember, I kind of liked her, but not enough to put her above C tier. Dengar! I love Dengar. He was such a jolly fellow in the Clone Wars series. And he's wrapped in toilet paper, so... yeah, he gets the Sev tier. Ayla Sakura also goes in the sexy tier. Not just because... well, I mean, look at her. Also because, if you don't know, in one of the comics, someone thought it would be a good idea to ship Kit Fisto and Ayla Sakura. I don't know how they came up with that, but it was fucking genius, shipping two of the sexiest Jedi in all of Star Wars. So, Ayla goes in the sexy tier with her hubby.
Their love is vile and blasphemous.
Hot as fuck, though.
Morgan Elsbeth. Also don't care about her. Honestly, that should apply to most of the Disney Star Wars characters. Well, one of them is not Director Krennic. I like Krennic. A tier. He was fun. I like his acting. Okay, so this guy, D tier. I completely forgot about him, and I only remember him because he sounds exactly like Zuko from Avatar. They're voiced by the same person, too. But yeah, he gets D tier, and I would have completely forgotten about him if he didn't literally just sound like Zuko.
That's rough, buddy.
Dr. Aphra is a character, I think. C tier. Okay, Salacious B. Crumb. So my aforementioned friend Zeb gaslit me into thinking Salacious B. Crumb is an S tier character, so he gets S tier. Or the Sev tier. Yeah. Dr. Pershing, I'm gonna make another tier just for him called the Too Nice for All This tier. Yeah, I think that's fair. Dirge. Dirge was really awesome, especially in the original Clone Wars series. Dirge and Too Nice for All This. Anyway, for real talk though, I think Dirge should get A tier. He's awesome. Kira, I don't know, she's hot. C tier. The armor is pretty good. I kind of like her. The armor just get B tier. Ooh, Kino Loy. Guess what? He's also voiced by Andy Serkis, so he gets to go above all of these guys into the Was in Hilda tier. Because Andy Serkis voiced Curtis Snicker in my favorite Hilda episode, so they get the Was in Hilda tier. Okay, Rune Hako gets to go above Newt Gunray because he did not hijack my channel, and he gets A tier. Why? Because just so I can spite Newt Gunray even further by putting his right-hand man above him. Suck it, you fuck. Oh, speaking of F tier, Admiral Holdo. F tier. Come on, it's Admiral Holdo. Everyone knows her. Everyone hates her. I'm just gonna throw her an F tier and be done with it. Dr. Evazan, B tier. Ponda Baba, B tier. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna promote them all the way up to A tier. Because, I don't know, they're a fun dynamic duo. Evan PL, I don't know much about him, though I think he deserves a modest B tier. Actually, he's short, so he gets C. Ezra Bridger. Funny thing about him is that I did not really like him in Rebels, though I actually really liked him in Ahsoka. I would have put him in B tier, but I think now I have to put him further up in B tier. I'm not putting him in A tier, and I would rather kill myself than do so. Ooh, Mara Jade Skywalker. Yeah, she's going in the Sev tier next to her hubby.
And now, I am going to fuck you! So, anyway, and we fucked, and it was awesome. What'd you do this weekend?
Okay, Fennec Shand. Is a character, I think. I say this a lot. Of course I know their characters. Yeah, C tier. Let's see, how many more characters do I have? Oh god, there's still so many! Okay, I can power through this, I can power through this. Jabba the Hutt. Okay, interesting thing about him is that I really hate Jabba, but the thing is, he's sort of meant to be hated. So I think he deserves to go in A tier. Even though he is a disgusting slug. He's a good character. Ooh, Figrin Dan. That is instant SS tier. Absolute legend. Alright, and Commander Fox. I know a lot of people hate him, but I'm not one of them. He gets C tier. Actually, just to spite everyone, I'm putting him in the Sev tier, and you can't do anything about it. Okay, this character, G90, I think is really underrated. I remember him chilling with Joel Tambor and and being really funny as he did it. So he gets A tier. Yeah, I like this guy, G90. Show G90 more love. Did I mention Scorch deserved better in the Bad Batch? Scorch deserves so much better in the Bad Batch. Oh yeah, and also, Dio, that's a motherfucking JoJo reference. I forgot to mention that earlier. Anyway, Forlom. I like Forlom. He looks like a fly, honestly. I think he should go in... Honestly, I'm feeling nice today. I think he should go in A tier. I should probably let you know I'm filming these on different days because my computer's being a bitch right now. I've always liked Zuckuss. Yeah, I think Zuckuss and Forlom make a really fun duo. I wish we could see more of them. Just being a goofy little duo. Wait, what? What's Hilda doing here? She's not a Star Wars character.
Who invited that kid?
Well, I mean, I guess since she's here, I might as well rank her. Oh, Galen Erso. He's played by Mads Mikkelsen. I like Mads Mikkelsen, so he gets B tier. Yeah, he gets a little higher in B tier. Ooh, Gascano. I love this guy. I remember I had a little action figure of him, and yeah, he's my favorite pod racer, so he gets S tier. Why did I put Commander Fox in S tier again? And why am I calling it the S tier? It's the Sev tier. It's a tier completely dedicated to Sev. Enric Pride goes right in C tier. Don't care much about him. Tarkin ripoff. Gizor Delso is really interesting. I just like the idea of a Geonosian that survived Anakin's massacre, took control of a droid factory. Yeah, that's really cool. A tier. Gizor Delso. Okay, Goobacher. If you don't know who Goobacher is, that's because he only appeared for like 2 minutes in one episode in what's regarded as the worst Clone Wars arc. Honestly, I think that makes it more impressive that he goes in A tier. In fact, I'm putting him a little high in A tier, just because he appeared for like 2 minutes in one episode, and to me, is one of the most memorable characters in the entire show. He's a total creep, but like, he owns it.
I just came from Denver, I'm a sex offender.
Ree-Yees, I don't know if many of you know who Ree-Yees is, but he's just one of Jabba's henchmen, and he had the special job of looking after Jabba's dog frog, Uboicular. Just for that, I'm inclined to put him in the too nice for all this tier, because like, no one deserves to have to look after Jabba's pet. Hunter. He's fine. Nah, B tier is too good for him. He gets C tier. Ooh, Kelleran Beck, played by Ahmed Best. I love this guy. Mainly because he is played by Ahmed Best, and that whole Mandalorian episode, the one that he appeared in, would have been completely forgettable if it wasn't for Kelleran Beck. So yeah, I like him for that. Grand Moff Tarkin, I think that's an easy A tier. He's one of the most well-known characters in the series. Yeah, he's just kind of a badass. I don't know what to say. He's Tarkin, baby. Grief Karga. Now, I don't want to disrespect Carl Weathers. It's just that I never really cared too much about his character. It was well performed. Just out of respect, he gets B tier. This guy, he's the chef from Jedi Fallen Order. I haven't played Fallen Order, but I'm assuming he's good, so he gets A tier. L3, not sure where to put her. I'll just leave her in C tier for now, I don't care. Hux, really not the best. C tier. I mean, I don't hate him enough to put him in D tier. In fact, I don't really hate him at all. His speech was pretty badass, but honestly really missed potential, so yeah, D tier. IG-11 is just an inferior version to IG-88, who's way cooler, and he gets A tier. I hope one day he can achieve his dream of becoming the galaxy's best basketball player. Marin, she seems like a cool character. Yeah, I think I'll put her in A tier next to Cal, because I think they're dating. Bail Organa is always an enjoyable character to have around, but I do think Bail is an A tier character. Sid, don't care much about her. She was just kind of a catalyst for a lot of the shit that goes on in Bad Batch. It makes sense that she would eventually get fed up with them constantly failing, like the pathetic pieces of shit that they all are. Adam Sandler, I really liked Adam Sandler, A Star Wars Story. I think it's one of the most underrated pieces of Star Wars media of all time. I think Adam Sandler should get A tier. Seriously, I highly recommend checking out Adam Sandler, A Star Wars Story. It was genuinely really good. One of the better Disney Star Wars products out there. If you can't tell, I'm joking, but like, if you want me to make Adam Sandler A Star Wars Story, get this video to 100,000 views. No, I'm serious. If this video gets 100,000 views, I will make Adam Sandler, A Star Wars Story into a real movie. Okay, Darth Maul. He was really cool. A fun fact, Hondo Ohnaka was originally meant to be the main antagonist of the LEGO Star Wars show that I'm working on before I replaced him with R4. Anyway, yeah, Hondo, he was a fun character. I think B tier is fair. Jocasta Nu, I'm gonna throw her straight in B tier because I don't know much about her, but don't know, she seems nice. Ooh, Yazane Assard is pretty cool. Honestly, she's pretty scary, but I kind of like that about her, so I'm gonna throw her in the sexy tier. She was pretty hot, not gonna lie. Would smash. This guy. He exists. I think. C tier. Jyn Erso was fine. B tier. I really don't have a lot to say about these fucking Disney Star Wars characters. Agent Callus. Nah, B tier's too high, C tier. Okay, Kanan Jarrus. I remember quite liking him. I think B tier is fair, or A tier. Yeah, I think I'll put Kanan in A tier and promote Adam Sandler to the Sev tier. Ooh, Darth Nihilus. I don't know much about him, but I did hear that he ate a planet, which is pretty fucking metal, so he gets the Sev tier. Okay, who's this guy? Black Chrysanthemum? And he's from the Book of Boba Fett, so like that's not really doing him much favors. Okay, Klongor. Are you even a Star Wars fan if you don't know who Klongor is? Disgraceful. He's a Skakoan, so that instantly puts him in the Sev tier. Let's see, how many characters? Okay, I'm making good progress. Wilro Wood. Mad respect to Wilro Wood for risking his life to save that important rebel intel. Absolute hero. Ooh, Cole Teska. Okay, he's really awesome. He's basically Wat Tambor if he took steroids. Yeah, I love this guy. Really awesome villain, and he's voiced by Troy Baker, who voiced Joel from The Last of Us. So that was cool. That made playing The Last of Us a lot more fun, knowing that the main character also voiced a Skakoan. And you know me, I do love my Skakoans.
I'll pop your goddamn knee off.
TC-14 was an absolute real one, so she gets the too nice for all this. Oh god, I wasn't looking forward to this. Ahsoka. Alright, look, I'm gonna be completely honest here. Ahsoka, in hindsight, is not that good. In fact, she's pretty bad, honestly. Her character development was just kind of ass and forced. Nonetheless, yeah, I'm really not that invested in her character anymore, especially the oversaturation of her. And not to mention, it kind of breaks the lore, because Anakin was never meant to have an apprentice, especially since she's never mentioned, or even vaguely alluded to in the movies, which makes sense because she wasn't even conceived at the time. Dave Filoni just wanted to shove his own OC into Star Wars and make it all about her, which is just absolutely terrible. So, you know what, while I'm at it, I'm gonna throw her in the Filoni's pet tier, because that's literally all she's good for. Okay. Oh, okay. So, this is the only Star Wars Visions character on the list. Shit, I already forgot her name. Well, whatever her name is, the reason she's the exception is because she's actually voiced by Daisy Haggard, who, if you don't know, voiced Joanna from my favorite show ever, Hilda, who's Hilda's mom. That was really awesome. So because of that, she gets to rank above everyone else in the was in Hilda tier. Ooh, Wedge Antilles. I love this guy. He's just such an amazing hero. Seriously, what's not to love about him? He's Wedge Antilles, one of the best rebel pilots in all of Star Wars. He's one of my absolute favorites, and he gets SS tier. Okay, next is Marfalump. Okay, so, if you don't know who this is Marfalump. He was part of Pepsi ad campaign for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And the only reason I know about him is because my boyfriend actually told me about him. So, you know what? I'm gonna let my boyfriend have this segment and talk about Marfalump. Go ahead, Ash.
Hey guys, it's White Hollow VA, and I'm going to be talking about the character Marfalump for my lovely boyfriend's video. Basically, Marfalump was a mottled purple alien who only appeared in Star Wars Pepsi campaigns. He appeared in the latest of May 1999 for advertising Pepsi and the Phantom Menace, back when Pepsi was really big. Not much is known about him aside from all that, but he is canonically the first Star Wars character to live in Iowa, which is pretty fucking funny. And he was adopted by a human family, so he's kind of like Alf, but he likes Pepsi a lot. Oh, by the way, while I was searching up pictures to find for my segment, I found out that there was a fucking petition to bring him back on change.org, so, yeah, if you want to see Marfalump again in the modern era, go sign that petition. It's got 249 signatures at the moment. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Anyway, back to you, honey. I love you.
Thank you for that, honey. I couldn't have said it better myself. Alright, next character, Kylo Ren. Easy D tier. Really don't care about him, and he's not very good. Like, they say he's the best sequels character, but, I mean, come on, we all know BB9 he is. Alright, Luminara Unduli. She's pretty alright. B tier seems fair. Tix. He's a separatist counselor. That instantly gives him a couple bonus points. Lux Bonteri.
Let me tell you something important, Raiden. You're a normie and a beta male cuck.
Mace Windu. I mean, come on. Mace Windu is really cool because he's played by Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, no, that's literally the only reason I like him. He's played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime? Yes, I do. Hentai too.
The Mortis trio, honestly, who gives a fuck about them? I certainly don't. In fact, the Mortis arc is one of the only 2 arcs in the Clone Wars that I actually skipped, just because it was boring and I couldn't stand it. Yeah, I'm sorry. All of them get D tier. I really don't care about them. Now, Mama the Hutt is infinitely better than the Mortis trio because she's actually memorable and kind of funny. So she gets B tier. Actually, no, A tier. Oh, and also, while I'm at it, I'm gonna move Chopper down to D tier, because the more I think about him, the more I hate him. Yeah, fuck you, Chopper. Go to... Okay, so this, basically, this little droid started a crime syndicate. If that isn't the funniest shit and SS tier material, I do not know what is. Max motherfucking Rebo! Hell yeah! Obviously, he's getting an SS tier, because it's Max motherfucking Rebo! Alright, Sacy Tin, he's pretty cool. He was really badass in the 2003 show, so he gets A tier. And he just has a cool design. Bill Burr. I don't think that's his name, but he's played by Bill Burr, like Patrick Cuby from Breaking Bad. So yeah, he gets B. Not too nice. B.
Huel, you happy?
Reasonably.
What would make you unhappy?
This motherfucker.
Commander Thorn is pretty badass. You know, I think I'll throw him in S tier along with Commander Fox, just to spite everyone that hates the Coruscant Guard. Mon Mothma is a great leader. Classic character, really liked her in Andor. No, that was a lie, I fucking hated her in Andor. A tier, I think that's fair. Nine Nub is a real one, so he gets the Sev tier. Okay, Reva, I don't like Reva. She's one of the worst Disney Star Wars characters. And the sad thing is, I actually did kind of like her at first, because she's portrayed as that one Inquisitor that tries a little too hard at their job, and I thought that was funny. But as the show went on, like most Disney Star Wars things, it crashed and burned. So yeah, she gets D tier. Omega, I like Omega. Even though female clones are a horrible idea, I still don't hate Omega. I guess I'm just a little too indifferent to her. But yeah, C tier. The Wampa, I mean, it's just a Wampa. B tier, I think that's fair. Ula is just too nice for all this. Hera Syndulla, she's actually pretty good. I think I'll put her in A tier next to her hubby. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, I know he originates from the EU, but I mostly know him from Rebels. He's apparently a lot better in the EU than he is in Rebels, and I feel like if I liked him in Rebels, then I would probably really love him in the expanded universe. So, I'm gonna throw him in the sexy tier. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna throw Lando Calrissian in the sexy tier as well, because, I mean, look at him. It's Lando Calrissian. Bulio. Pour one out for Bulio. He was a real one. Okay, how many more? Alright, I'm almost done. Let's power through this. Owen Lars, he's cool. A tier. Admiral Motti, never really cared about him. C tier. Sorry, buddy. Admiral Ozzel, I also hate him, but he was kind of meant to be hated, but still, C tier. Good character. Chief Palpatine, he's just a really innocent old man. Yeah, you can't really hate him. And you know, I think I'll put him next to this evil guy, Darth Sidious. But yes, no, Senator Chancellor fucking I'm having a stroke. Chancellor Palpatine, he's a really sweet old man. He can do no wrong. Paz Vizsla, I quite like Paz Vizsla. I'm gonna put him in B tier. Pelimoto, I actually really enjoyed her character, surprisingly. So she gets A tier. Jar Jar Binks is genuinely really great, and I will die on that hill. See, Luthen Rail, he was alright. A? Yeah, that's good. Poggle the Lesser. I really like Poggle the Lesser. He's a Techno-Union guy, so that instantly puts him into SS tier. SS tier. Gar Saxon is probably the better Ray Stevenson role in Star Wars, but still not that great. I'm sorry. So he gets where did I put him? Where the fuck did I put him? Oh, here he is. So I'm gonna put him in yeah, B tier. Pour one out for Dak. He was a real one.
Get ready to suck some Dak!
Masabita is pretty cool. I think he deserves A tier. Yeah. Oh, Quinlan Voss. He was really badass. Don't really have much to say about him, honestly. A tier again. R4P17 is an absolute Chad. She deserved way better, and because of her amazing sacrifice, she gets SS tier. Alright, next up, Ochi. He really sucked in episode 9. The only reason he gets A tier is because he's really funny in the Darth Vader comics. I mean, yeah, no, that's about it, really. He's the only source of enjoyment I get from those, okay? Leave me alone. Shaggy deserves SS tier because... just because.
No!
Patissa, the Rancor. It was a cool boss fight. I liked it. Oh, Darth Revan. I don't know too much about him, but he gets S tier because he's badass. This video is really tiring me out. Oh, Rey. F tier. Why? I mean, come on, it's Rey. Everyone and their grandmother hates her. Shitting on her is just low-hanging fruit at this point, so I'm not gonna bother. F tier, moving on. Jarek, he's cool. One of the OG Inquisitors. S tier. This guy. Bro thinks he's Rocket Raccoon. LMAO. Asajj Ventress. By the time of recording this video, I have not seen her in the Bad Batch yet, but otherwise I think she's fine. She was pretty cool in the 2003 show. Yeah, B tier, whatever, moving on. Okay, I'm gonna do a rapid fire round, so here we go. Shoutout. I think. A tier, I really like him. He has probably one of my favorite fight scenes in Star Wars. Fee, no one cares about you. K2SO, my beloved, A tier. This fucking guy. SS tier. Where the fuck is SS tier? This fucking guy, SS tier. Rose Taco, F tier. No one likes her. Sabine Wren, I'm gonna put her in D tier next to Shin. Commander Bly, A tier. Yeah, he's a clone. He's cool. Gulp Vance, I always really liked him, actually. Yeah, I think A tier is fair. Okay, this is a character I personally really hate. And there's a good reason, I promise. This is QT-KT from the D-Squad arc in the Clone Wars. I really hate her. Why do I hate her? First off, she's incredibly generic. Like, oh wow, the pink feminine droid just happens to be owned by the super hot one.
Oh, that real f***ing original.
That, and also she completely stole the spotlight from R4P17. She could have been replaced with R4 and the arc probably would have been better. She stole R4's thunder. She's completely generic. I actually really hate her to the point where I feel like F tier is too generous for her. She gets G tier. Is it weird that I hate this random droid more than the Unholy Trio and my arch nemesis? Probably, but this is my list, so I don't care. Galen Merrick. He's really awesome. I actually quite love him. Ultra badass right here. I think he should get SS tier. Yeah. Mark Krim. Fuck this guy. Easily the worst Pike. Stupid, dumb, and ugly. But Fife, on the other hand, he's easily the best Pike in the entire series, and he gets SS tier. Fuck yeah. The Zygerian Queen, whose name I forgot. D tier. Don't care about her. Also, funny little thing is that I like that the Zygerians in Star Wars share the same name of an alien species in Rick and Morty. That's pretty funny. Like, both of the species are called Zygerians.
And the final ingredient?
Sandhill, one of my arch nemesises, but he's pretty cool. B tier. I always respected him as a competitor. EV9D9, I always remembered her. She was pretty creepy. Yeah, just for creeping little me out, she gets A tier. Saw Gerrera is pretty fine, though I think B tier might be a bit high. Yeah, C tier. That works. Okay, here we go. Jack Black. Alright, now I hear a lot of people saying that they really hate the Jack Black character, and just the fact that Jack Black appears in Star Wars at all, because it's really distracting or something. But here's my counter-argument. What exactly is he distracting you from? Bo-Katan? Is that really such a bad thing? Also, funny little story about this guy. Back where I used to live, the Mandalorian episode that had Jack Black in it aired on the exact same day the Mario movie released. And wouldn't you know it, the Mario movie starred Jack Black, which was pretty funny. To this day, I know for a fact it was not a coincidence. And if it was one of the best coincidences to happen ever. Besides, it's Jack Black. How can you not love him? So yeah, he gets his own tier. Yeah, and he's Jack Black. He's funny.
You cocksucker! You don't give a shit, and I've been sitting around getting sick of your attitude! You fucker! You fucking bitch! You fucker!
Commander Gree. I specifically remember Commander Gree for having pretty morbid death, honestly, but I guess he kind of deserved it. He was gonna execute Order 66 on Yoda, but A tier, I like him. Bo-Katan is the worst Star Wars character. In fact, even H tier is a bit too generous for her. She gets I tier. Enoch was, there. I guess. C tier, I mean, I don't hate him. Whatever, I want this to be done with. Okay, my computer's really overheating and I don't have too many characters to go through, so how about AZ, B tier, he was cute. Shmi Skywalker, without her, the series probably wouldn't exist. Yeah, A tier. Hassel Argente, stupid, you stupid poo-poo face. This guy, Oro Desane, I think? Easy SS tier. I love this guy. He's funny. Seventh Sister. No one gives a shit about you. You're worthless. Sai Snoodles was, creepy, but pretty funny, and I like musical numbers. Mar Tuuk. I quite liked him. He gets A tier. Gonk Droid. Well, obviously, Gonk Droid has to go into... Oh god, my computer's lagging. Okay, just one more. Let me just put Gonk Droid in SS tier. Gonk Droid, SS tier. Easy. Gorian Shard, was... Kinda dumb, honestly. D tier. I don't like him. Grogu, overrated as fuck. D tier. General Grievous, instant SS tier. I love this guy. He is so badass, especially in the 2003 show. And yeah, I always really liked this guy. Yeah, how funny would it be if I put him in the sexy tier? 000 is a pretty cool idea for a character, and also he has ties to Wat Tambor, so that instantly puts him up pretty high on the list, I say. BT1 is just kind of a rolling machine gun. He's pretty cool. I like all the weapons. Hemlock, I actually really like Hemlock, especially the voice. It's this really cool combination of calm and elegant while being cold and slimy. It's great. I think he, A tier. Yeah, he's an awesome villain. Commander Wolf, I'm just throwing him in Filoni's pet, because that's literally all he's good for. Commando Gregor also kind of counts as Filoni's pet, and that's also literally all he's good for. General Lockdead. He's just funny. You know, what am I doing? Not B tier. The Sev tier, that's where he belongs.
Would you guys consider jacking off to be a sport? I don't know about you motherfuckers, but I consider that shit to be a sport, okay? If people can sit back and label goddamn golf, which is the boringest fucking sport in the world, a goddamn sport, if you can label that shit as a sport, and if you can label goddamn fishing as a sport, I know damn well you can label jacking off a sport.
Rampart was a fine villain, I guess. Don't care much about him. Colonel Meeber Gascon is cool. I like the trope of tiny characters having deep voices, and he gets A tier. Ben Skywalker, the real Ben Skywalker, not this fucking weirdo. I really don't know much about him, but considering he's an EU character, I think it's safe to bet that he'd probably be really great, so he gets the Sev tier. Tala.
Nobody gives a shit who you are.
The Martez sisters.
Nobody gives a shit who you are.
Both an F tier. Yeah. Finis Valorum was fine. I really don't have many thoughts on him, to be honest. Though I heard he died in a big fucking ship explosion, so that was something, I guess. Ooh, Joel Tambor, he's awesome. Joel Tambor, he's so fucking cool. Instantly, he gets SS tier. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just make a tier solely dedicated to Skakoans, and it'll be the very top tier, because Skakoans are the best Star Wars species, and I will die on that hill. Alright, so let me round up all the Skakoans, so... Oh, I think that's all the Skakoans so far. I still have a few more Skakoans in here, so but we'll get to them in a bit. Darth Malak, I don't know much about him, though he got a Lego figure this year for the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. That's pretty epic. So he gets S tier. Ooh, Odin Bede, these guys are legends. I don't know what it is with two-headed characters being really cool, but like, yeah, two-headed characters are really cool. S tier. Sabe, I mainly know her from the Darth Vader comics, and I don't really care for her that much in them. Well, maybe not care for her, more like not care about her. So, but I don't know, she was in The Phantom Menace. She's a prequel character. That gives her bonus points. Yeah, I don't really have anything. I really don't have much to say about Sabe. C tier. Whatever, moving on. Ned B, not to be confused with the CEO of Sex, Ned. He's fine, I guess. You know what? He gets H tier. And I'm gonna rename H tier to not the CEO of Sex, Ned.
You are so disappointing on so many levels.
Janna.
Nobody gives a shit who you are.
So this character here, you may not have heard of him. His name is Hobbin Karsamba, and he gets to go all the way in the Skakoan tier. Why? It's because he's probably actually a Skakoan, because I explained it in my Q&A video, but basically, when I was researching Skako-Verbal, I learned that it was used on Jakku, which is a sequels planet, which was really weird. So I looked up who was speaking Skako-Verbal, and it was this little guy. Turned out, the legendary sound designer Matthew Wood noticed that this character had a lot of similarities to Wat Tambor, a character Matthew Wood previously voiced. And they sort of gave him a Wat Tambor sound, which happened to be Skako-Verbal. So, yeah, this guy is a Skakoan. Not only does he have the same overall shape of one, but he does speak the language. So yeah, Skakoan. This just proves that Force Awakens is the only good sequel. Oh, speaking of the sequel, Unkar Plutt. He's voiced by Simon Pegg, so I like Simon Pegg, so he gets a little spot higher up just for that. This guy I don't remember much from. I don't remember his name, but he was funny. B tier. Oh, this guy. This guy was super freaking cool. It's like if something from Little Nightmares was in Star Wars, and I really love that. Basically, the only good thing to come out of The Mandalorian Season 3. SS tier. Oh my god, I'm almost done. Okay, Porkins. He kinda sorta has the same problem that QT-KT does, as in being a super generic stereotype. Like, oh, there's this fat guy is named Porkins, like the pig.
I'm a fat fucking pig. Oh, that real f***ing original.
Though the only difference is that Porkins does not steal the thunder of a beloved character. So just to further spite QT-KT, I'm putting Porkins in SS tier.
Fuck.
Commander Cody. I remember really loving Commander Cody as a kid. He was a super awesome commander, and I might be a bit blinded by nostalgia here, but I mean, come on, it's Cody. How can you not love him? Chief Tarful. I mean, I remembered him. He's fine, I guess. C tier. Actually, no, he's a Wookiee. He gets B tier. Slymore. I always found the theory of her being Palpatine's bitch really interesting, but it's not really enough to make me rank her above B tier. Claude. It's Claude. SS tier. HK-47, I really like this guy. Not only is his name a play on of AK-47, like the gun, but HK is the initials of Hong Kong, and that's where I used to live, so that's really awesome. And so HK-47 gets SS tier. Hell yeah. Two Tubes. I like his design. It reminds me of a Skekkoan, so he gets... I think I might put him all the way up in A tier, actually. Yeah, I like his design. He's cool. Throwing out for Two Tubes, everyone. Head Techno-Union Scientist. He's a Skekkoan, so he instantly gets the Skekkoans tier. Whack-47. I mean, I like Whack-47 more than these idiots. I don't know, he was just kind of fun. C tier. Vane, no one cares about him. The only thing he's good for is that he helped bring back Lego Niktos, so that was cool. Captain Panaka is a real one. A tier. Stila Guerrera, she was fine. C tier. I just want this to be over with, man. The Knights of Ren, I put them all in this one image because there's no way in fuck I'm gonna rank all of them individually. And besides, they all get D tier anyway, so yeah. Pay your respects to Captain Antilles. He was a real one. Monkey. I forgot to add Nuvo Vindi into the list on my first recording. Nuvo Vindi, he gets the Sef tier. He's awesome. Shout out to Dr. Nuvo Vindi Enjoyer. Go subscribe to him. He's cool. Alright, last few characters. Lobot. Cool thing about Lobot, I found this really funny comic panel of Lobot facing off against Wat Tambor. That's actually really funny. So, yeah, Lobot gets A tier. Sate Pestage accomplished something that pretty much no one else, aside from maybe Slymore in the entire Star Wars galaxy, has ever managed to achieve. And that's be Palpatine's friend. So he gets S tier for that. Jedi Bob. Jedi Bob. I mean, it's Jedi Bob. How can you not love it? It's Jedi motherfucking Bob. Also, I hear he's getting his own Lego set this year, so that's really awesome. Good on you, Jedi Bob. SS tier. Captain Tarples is really cool, and putting him anywhere below A tier is big doo-doo. Worm Loathsome was fine. C tier. Echo, honestly, kind of just wasted potential, really. And back when I watched the Clone Wars, I literally could not tell him and Fives apart. So yeah, C tier. I don't care. TX-20 and just all tactical droids in general. They're really dumb, but I love them for it. B tier. Now the super tactical droids are actually pretty great, and in my opinion, one of the few things of actual worth the Clone Wars introduced. So yeah, S tier. Wait, no, S tier is a bit too high. A tier. Sebulba, really sick dude, radical dude. S tier. Shumai, funny thing about her is that she actually shares the same name of a Chinese dumpling called Siumai, though it can also be spelled Shumai. That's really cool, and as someone from Asia, I used to eat a lot of those, and trust me, they're really fucking good. So yeah, she gets S tier. Shakti is amazing, and she absolutely peaks in the 2003 shows. Like, seriously, she's such a badass. She takes on like 50 Magna Guards, and it's so awesome. She gets S tier all the way. Tobias Beckett, D tier. Don't give a shit about him. Rush Clovis, also D tier. Also don't give a shit about him. Boba Fett is pretty cool, though really underutilized and is ultimately just kind of there to look cool and nothing else. So yeah, I'm sorry, man, I can't. Okay, you know, I'll put him in B for Boba. Zero the Hutt, Jabba's gay uncle. D tier.
Who did it, Jesse? You solved Five Nights at Freddy's.
Stormtroopers are...
You're a normie and a beta male cuck.
Oh yeah, I think in my initial draft of this list, I was gonna put Tobias Beckett in
normie and a beta male cuck.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The fifth brother is also
and your setup is weak.
But Dexter Jetster is the exact opposite of a...
normie and a beta male cuck.
But I mean, yeah, Dexter Jetster, it's Dexter Jetster. How can you not love him? SS tier. Oh yeah, also, a fun little fact. When I was young and really stupid, I used to think that Dexter Jetster was the pre-cyborg version of General Grievous, just because both of them have 4 arms. Wouldn't it have been really interesting if Dexter Jetster actually turned into General Grievous? That probably would have made for a really interesting dynamic between Obi-Wan and Grievous, having the ruthless Jedi-killing general be his former best friend. I don't know, I think that would have been pretty interesting. Let me know in the comments if if you think General Grievous should have just been an evil Dexter Jetster. This guy, I forgot his name, but I remember he was a massive simp, yo.
Ah, well, if it isn't the simps.
Conway deserves so much better in The Bad Batch, though I actually heard that in the expanded universe, she survived past the Galactic Civil War and even the Yuzon Vong invasions. That was really cool. Anyway, Conway is a real one, A tier. Maz Kanata. Where's Maz Kanata gonna go on this list?
A good question. For another time.
Crosshair is actually decently interesting. I quite like him, actually. Despite how much I hate Dave Filoni and all of his creations, I do kind of have a soft spot for The Bad Batch, because if it weren't for the Bad Batch arc, I never would have discovered Wat Tambor, so yeah, I guess they're worth something for that. B tier. That's good enough for him. DJ, more like fucking D tier. This Inquisitor from Fallen Order, I don't know much about her, but her name is Tryla, and I like that because it reminds me of the troll from Hilda, whose name is also Tryla, just spelled different, so for that she gets S tier. There's Tobias's dead-ass girlfriend, she also gets this tier. Zori Bliss, no one gives a fuck. Visas Mar is Darth Nihilus' apprentice. She's really hot, so she gets this. Sam Muscle is a pretty decent opening antagonist for Attack of the Clones, and I quite like her. Yeah, I think B tier is fair. Actually, no, A tier. Actually, not B tier. I think that's fair. Oh, Watto. Fuck yeah, I love this guy. It's Watto. Easy SS tier. Love this guy. He's funny. Oh, would you look at that? Yarl Poof is next. And I also really like Yarl Poof because of his long nose and how he got pizza for the Jedi Council, and that was really cool. So yeah, Yarl Poof also gets SS tier. He was a real one. I'm happy he survived Order 66 and became an undercover agent for the Rebellion. Joe Yowza. I mean, come on, it's Joe Yowza. How can you not like Joe Yowza? It's Joe Yowza. This might be a bit of a controversial opinion, but I think he's a better singer than Cy Snoodles. Anyway, yeah, SS tier. Ulf Yularen breaking the 3 SS tier character streak, and he goes right into the Filoni's pet because that's literally all he's good for. Alright, I think we're almost done. Just one more character. And it's this guy here. His name's Wat Tambor, I think? He's pretty alright. I definitely wouldn't put him in F tier. I think he's a league higher than D tier. Maybe even above C tier, and maybe even above A and B tier. In fact, maybe even S tier. Yeah, he's kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I should put him in SS tier, sexy, Jack Black, Marfalump. He definitely wasn't in Hilda. He is a Skakoan. I don't know, but I feel like he's just. I don't know. He's pretty cool, I guess. You know what, I think I know what to do. He gets his own tier. And, yeah, that's my Star Wars character tier list. If you made it to the end of the video, I just really want to thank you for being able to sit through 30 minutes of me perpetually having a stroke, and essentially just being nifty whenever she's in front of the camera from Has-Been Hotel. Thank you for watching this, really stupid video, and, I hope you have a good day. If this video gets over 50k views, I'll make a full-blown analysis video on why Bo-Katan is a horrible character. And, yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and, I'll see you.
Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that's really dumb.
This is an outrage.
This is an out...
Everyone settle down.
How can we stay calm in a situation like this?
Wat Tambor Enjoyer's YouTube channel is doing better than ever.
712 is not that big of a number.
That is not the point.
Even after expanding our effort to take him down, he has always come back.
And only William Afton should be able to do that. Gentlemen, I have poured every available resource we have into bringing Wat Tambor down. However, I recently discovered an alternate solution. And what would that be? Let me show you. Oh my!
Could it be?
Yes. This will not only ensure the rise of the Trade Federation, but also the return of Newt Gunray.